you, Mr. Toastmaster. The city of Rome was established in 753 BC, but the Roman Empire was only established 27 BC. Born into a prominent Roman family in 121 AD and groomed for the purple cloak at the tender age of 17, it was not until much later that this emperor rose to power. His reign is usually judged favorably. Indeed, his death is often seen as the end of the golden age of the Roman Empire, known as the last of the 5 good emperors. But it was not all wine and roses. He faced troubles on the frontier of the empire, a famine, devastating plague, and worst of all, persistent wars, including the first Germanic invasion of the Roman borders, a prelude of invasions to come. Marcus Aurelius was born into a prominent Roman family, but no one at that time could have known that he would rise to the title of Roman Emperor. He ruled the Roman Empire from 161 AD to 180 AD. Marcus Aurelius was the first of the Stoic philosophers that rose to power. The Stoics were always close to power, but never in power, earning him the title of a philosopher king. Marcus Aurelius was one of the most notable proponents of Stoicism. The Stoics believed you cannot control what happens to you, but you can always control how you respond. And you always had to respond with 4 virtues: courage, justice, wisdom, and temperance. Marcus Aurelius kept a diary with him where he written down mementos for him to live a good life. And it's been considered by many generations as one of the greatest books ever written. Meditations is his true legacy to the world, far outstripping any achievements of his reign, however notable they may be. Marcus embodied Stoicism throughout his reign. He had only been an emperor for 1 year when the empire was flooded, causing a famine, followed by the Antonine Plague and the invasion of Germanic tribes of the Roman borders, obliterating the troops and capturing hundreds of thousands of Romans. Marcus had to pull an army together and fast. The problem was the military budget was gutted, the empire in debt and in desperate need of a bailout. Here's where Marcus really embodied Stoicism. Unwilling to squeeze any more coinage out of the citizens and notoriously weary of the notoriously stabby 1%, Marcus sold off all of his belongings in what is called a glorified garage sale to fund the army and protect the Roman Empire. A true test of character. Late in his reign, on the battlefield, sickly and close to death, he received some surprising news. His trusted friend and his highest general declared a rebellion. He declared himself emperor of the Roman Empire. Marcus should have been angry, betrayed by such a close general and friend. If we look at how the other previous emperors responded, Emperor Otto killed his friend Galba and paraded with his head on a stick around the city of Rome. Marcus' response was a true example of his stoic character. He acted rightly and firmly. He waited. And when Cassius did not come to his senses, he made an extraordinary announcement. They would march to war on Cassius' troop to claim the prize of war and victory. But they would not kill Cassius. They would capture him. And to the surprise of his senators, he also allowed all of Cassius' supporters to defect without any consequences. Marcus refused to put any co-conspirators to death. And when other senators insisted on the death penalty, he wrote them simply and said, "I implore you, the Senate, keep my reign unstained of the blood of any senator. May it never happen." Another show of his devotion to his people. Marcus died at the young age of 58 of unknown causes and was succeeded by his son, who jointly ruled with him from 177 AD. It has been said that absolute power corrupts absolutely. The choices Aurelius made during his reign give evidence of a kind, compassionate, disciplined soul who placed high value on the loyalty of one's true self as well as others. He held one of, if not the most powerful position in the world at that time. If he chose to, nothing would be off limits. Despite that, his reign was characterized by devotion to his people and enduring philosophical work in meditations. Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster.